deflect missiles. You can use your reaction to deflect ranged attacks against you that deal bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. Sure. When you do so, the damage from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus dex plus monk. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can spend 1 discipline point to redirect the attack towards another creature. If you do so, choose a creature within 60 feet of yourself that isn't behind total cover. The creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take damage equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts die. The damage is the same type dealt by the attack. Okay. I have a couple of questions here. And they're pretty important. So it doesn't say anything about it has to be a small enough missile to hold in one hand. You don't need to have one hand free, which I find ironic. You still have to spend the points to redirect the attack. Did they say deflect missiles was easier to use? Where the fuck did you get that idea? Oh, deal more damage on average. Okay, I'm willing to believe that, but... Like 2 rolls of your martial arts die. Level 3, that's 2d6, that's 7. Because originally, you make the attack with proficiency. And the missile, like... because I seem to remember that you just pretty much deal the damage back to them. Right? You just, like, deal the damage they were about to deal to you back to them. But you make the attack with your dex and proficiency. That's the way I understood it. And now they're saying the target makes a dex save. So I don't see, like, 2d6 is a 7. If your opponent literally just rolls, like, throws a dagger at you, you're dealing a d4 plus 3 back. In a lot of cases, that's, you know, already... Oh, no, wait, that's 5.5. Never mind. I'm wrong. But anyway, like, yeah, no, I'm wrong. Sorry. But anyway, like... I don't know how they're getting to the idea that you deal more damage on average. Also, apparently you now need investment in dex and wisdom because they need to make a saving throw, which originally was just completely... Like, if you were completely focused on dex, deflect missiles was perfect because it was a d10 plus dex plus monk. And now they have to make a wisdom save, a dexterity saving throw, but it's against your wisdom, right? Because your saving throw DC is plus your wisdom modifier. So why is this not wisdom or dexterity, whichever is higher? Like, for realsies, though. Because nobody would spend on wisdom, you could say, but that's not true because wisdom still goes into your armor class. So, and perception. So, like, that's not true. And then, you know what really confuses me? You can use your reaction to deflect ranged attacks against you that deal bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. What if someone shoots a flaming arrow at you? Like, I'm serious. What if someone shoots an arrow at you and the damage that it deals says 1d6 piercing plus 3 plus 1d6 fire? What does this do then? Does it only reflect the bludgeoning part? And do you still take the fire damage? And do you then deal bludgeoning damage or like piercing damage back? Or do you only need to reduce the bludgeoning damage to not take any fire damage? Like, this isn't clear whatsoever. I don't understand what this means. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand whatsoever. But anyway. Monk subclass. Again, a monk subclass of your choice. Warrior of Mercy, Warrior of Shadow, Warrior of 4 Elements, Warrior of the Open Hands. Subclass or details if there's chat. Again, use Way of Mercy from Tasha's. They're just. I get it. You probably didn't have the time to rewrite those out, or you were afraid that people weren't gonna fucking buy Tasha's. But then again, who the fuck do you think is gonna buy Tasha's at this point? Like, for realsies though, like, then don't fucking put it here. It's not like this is official. Don't put fucking war. Is it just because you wanted to have 4 subclasses for each class because you want to prove that you're gonna have 48 subclasses at the end of this? Because 4 times 12 is 48. Is that what this is for? Because I'm starting to wonder. I'm like at fucking page 27. Subclass specialization grants you special abilities at a certain monk level, yada yada yada. Okay, ability score improvements, don't care. Slow fall, you can use a reaction, you fall, reduce damage by 5 times your monk level, exactly the same. Extra attack, you can attack twice instead of once. Stunning strike. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with a simple weapon or an unarmed strike, you can spend 1 discipline point to extend the stunning strike. Target must make a con save or have the stun condition until the start of your next turn. Start of your next turn! You don't get advantage on your attacks. Fuck you. Legitimately, like, the one really good thing that Monk had is this. You know why they nerfed this? Because DMs complained about this. I'm like 90% sure. Because if you're a DM and you want to make one legendary creature, even if you give it legendary resistances, you know what happens? They just stunning strike, stunning strike, stunning strike, and you roll shit 3 times. You've wasted your 3 legendary resistances, and then they attack you a 4th time, they stun you again, and you're just like, ah! And now your entire creature is fucked. I did it with Liam. Let's be honest. I literally we pretty much destroyed some of Liam's creatures because I stunning striked them. And the fun part is, Monk gets his points back in a short rest, so you just take a short rest and you do it all over again. But like, this is the one really good feature that you play Monk for. It is only good in one-on-one situations. If you want to counter it, you literally put minions next to it. It's like, because then the minions can still attack you, you know, or you make 2. I don't know. I've seen so little change. We're at level 5, guys. They added the cliche ability that all warriors get. They increased the martial arts die. They made it so that the martial arts die doesn't trigger on monk weapons again. And they made Step of the Wind both dash and disengage. And they make deflect missiles weird. Wow. Oh yeah, you can deal force damage instead of its normal damage type at level 6. Instead of going past magical damage. You can now deal force damage because nothing resists force. Evasion... Yeah, still the same thing. Is the incapacitated thing here, by the way, at evasion? Oh yeah, right. They actually had to change evasion so you don't benefit from it if you have the incapacitated condition, because that didn't used to be a thing. You were able to be incapacitated and still just like jump out of the way when someone fireballed you. It's hilarious. If you spend at least 1 minute resting, you can give yourself all the benefits of a short rest. Excuse me? Okay, you can use this feature once before you need to finish a long rest. Okay, thank fuck. I was like, I'm sorry, monks can short rest in a minute? What? Could you imagine if this thing wasn't there? It'd be broken. Okay, this is a good. Finally, something fancy. They added one fancy thing. Gain the ability score improvements. While you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield, gain the ability to move along vertical surfaces across liquids without falling during the movement. Sure. You can use a bonus action to no longer be charmed, frightened, or poisoned, and foregoing food and drink doesn't give you levels of exhaustion. In the 2014 versions of Monk and Paladin, both classes gain immunity to disease. That immunity has been removed from the playtest versions of the classes because the word disease doesn't have a solid meaning in the rules, and for years the rules have delivered disease-like effects through the poison condition. The game will continue to use the condition in that fashion. Ah. Disease means poison now. So I'm curious what that's going to mean for Paladin. With their lay on hands, does that mean that they can get rid of poison now? I don't know. Okay then. Sure. Okay. 11, subclass feature, 12, ability score improvement, 13. You can now deflect any kind of ranged attack. Sure. I still don't know what happens if you have split damage types. They have it in their own thing, so... Discipline Survivor. Your physical and mental discipline gets you proficiency in all saving throws. Spend a discipline point to reroll saving throws when you fail. Perfect discipline, whenever you roll initiative, regain 4 if you have none remaining. Sure. Oh my god. Subclass is a bonus action. You can spend 3 discipline points to perfectly bolster yourself against harm for 1 minute or until you are incapacitated. What? You have resistance to all damage except force damage. Okay. So for 3 discipline points, you get pretty much double HP. Kind of for a minute. I mean, okay, I can live with that. Ability score. If you drop to 0 hit points, you can spend 4 discipline points, roll 4 martial arts dice, and add the dice together. Your number of hit points instead changes to the total rolled. Each time you use this feature after the first, the discipline point cost increases by 2. When you finish a short or long rest, the discipline point cost resets to 4. So someone is gonna find something broken about this monk. I already know it. And I haven't looked at the subclasses yet. But for the love of God, can someone tell me why we had to wait 2 months for this? Why they couldn't do 6 and 6? I'm legitimately curious. Did you guys run out of time? You spent so much time on weapon. You barely did anything. You added the capstone, which to be fair in the last one would have been your 18, so you wouldn't have had to make superior defense. Half of this is the same. Half, 3/4 is the same. What? How is this different? What is this? You. Congratulations! You increased the martial arts die by 1. Ooh! Look at the change that everybody already knew was gonna happen because you had to. I also don't know what testing you went through. I'm being harsh and I know it. I know I'm being harsh on this right now, but like, see, this is the thing. This is going back to the problem with one D&D video I made. How is this supposed to get me excited to play one D&D? Monk didn't change. Your way of playing didn't change. You got a couple of new toys to play with. This is not a new game. This is 5th edition with a coat of paint over it. And not even a good coat of paint necessarily. There's a couple of good things in there here and there. Deflect Missiles was written by a 3-year-old. I'd really like to know what testing you guys did to figure out that you needed to only apply the martial arts die to your unarmed strike. And not to... Is weapon mastery that big of a thing? Because it doesn't feel like it, to be perfectly honest. You're probably still going to use a fucking quarterstaff, boys, because you can versatile it, and then it's a D8 and deals more damage. And when you miss, you deal, you know, you don't even need to make it versatile because that's its mastery. You just automatically deal its versatile damage. You don't even need to hold it in 2 hands, which... What's the fucking point? Because let's be honest, you're a monk. You don't care. Oh, this hurts my head. This is actually like... I'm going back to this once we get to the weapon masteries, but like... This is what we were waiting for. This is what we were fucking waiting for. I swear to God. They couldn't even bother to put 4 subclasses in here. Like, I get it. You guys made a 77-page document. Boo fucking who.